Hi, welcome to my channel. It is Josie here. I'm glad to have you back again. How are you doing? How is your new year so far? And if you're here and you don't know what I talk about, I share sewing related content on this channel, and if this is something that you'd be interested in, please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out, and don't forget to press the bell button so you don't miss out on whenever I upload a new video. And I mostly upload sewing related content, sewing makes, fabric haul, and sewing plans, a few tutorials here and there, and so along. So join the family by subscribing to the channel. And thank you for whoever took off time to watch and comment on my previous video where I had a roundup of all my sewing makes of 2019. And today's video is about my 2020 sewing resolutions, plans, and things I would want to do about my sewing. And from the other video, it highlighted a number of gaps I have in my wardrobe, because I realized that I'm more inclined to sewing full dresses. What I mostly sewed last year was dresses, jumpsuits, and pinafores. And ideally, that's what I've done also in the past. Sorry about the background noise. There's some road work going on outside my street. It's quite at the bottom. I didn't think it would disrupt the video, but I can hear it through. I'll try to increase the volume of the video so it's not as destructive, and sorry about that. And I realized I had so many sewing gaps in my wardrobe because I tend to sew up dresses, jumpsuits, and pinafores. That's what I made mostly last year, and I don't want to think that the previous year or two I'd made anything different. I have more dresses than I know what to do with. So I thought this year I would be more intentional and sew more separate. I realized I don't have many tops in my wardrobe. I don't have many of them. A few I have are ready to wear, but I don't still have many. Still, I never found things I wanted and clothes that fitted me right. I mostly have t-shirts in my wardrobe ready to wear. I have more t-shirts than actual tops or blouses and shirts. This is one of the shirts I have, so I tend to wear it every time with this ready to wear jumper. This is also ready to wear top. I'm wearing it with a skirt, at least one that I made, the rosary skirt. I realize I have top gaps, like I've highlighted that. Then skirts, the only skirts I have that I wear actually much are the two rosary skirts, which I still put up in the previous video. I'll add a link there when I was reviewing all my sewing makes. The two rosary skirts by Pauline Alice are the only skirts I've been wearing throughout the winter and the summer months. Then I also realized I don't own pants actually. Although I'm inclined to wear jeans in the colder months, and most of the time I have 3 jeans, ready to wear jeans, and I could say out of those 3, 2 that I wear much, that I'm happy about. And this has been intentional because I've struggled to find jeans that fit me right. And the only place where I found jeans that fit me really perfectly well is from Gap. And as we all know, Gap is not a cheap store. You can't just stock up all your jeans from Gap. And the few times I bought them is when they've had a sale. And still, even when I get the size that fits me right, doesn't mean that every single jean in that size will fit me. I'll still have to return a few. But the good thing, they come with free returns. We don't have a local Gap store in Leeds, so I always have to order online. Ordering online is not the best way to get clothes that fit you right. So a few times I've ordered a few, returned them, still ordered a different make in the same size until I get what fits me right. So it's been a hassle. So I've been intentional about this, that I decided not to buy any jeans during the Black Friday sale when they had 50% off. Because if you buy a pair of jeans, it won't wear out that soon, so you know you will have it for a number of months or years. So I've been intentional not to buy any so I can move myself to sew up more. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, when I saw all those many gaps, and they've helped me know what I can plan on doing this year in 2020, and I've come up with a list of few things I want to undertake this year, mostly to do with tops. I'm going to be deliberate, find patterns of blouses, shirts, and one technique I want to learn, at least a technique I know I want to learn, is shirt making. I've never made any shirts, and probably when I learn that technique, more people in my household will benefit from that. Probably Mr. might get a shirt made for him this year, and I'll still be a good wife with at least a shirt made for him. And probably I can sew up something for my son. I really don't make much for my son because the stores honestly offer me better options and cheaper options. And if I master and the technique of shirts making, I'll be able to make more blouses or shirts for myself, Mr. and my son. Yeah, that's a skill that you learn and you can use on and on and on. Then another skill technique I'm planning to learn and I take is pants. Don't worry about what I'm reading here. I have my notes onto my iPad, so I'm referring to it. Pants fitting. A skill I want to learn is pants fitting. And how I'm going to go about this, I'm going to use the Bluprint classes. I've been paying subscription coming to 2 years and with the Bluprint, and they've got amazing pattern making classes in pants making. I know there's one I had undertaken on pants fitting. I've not completed it. I stopped at making a toile, which I was happy about, and that was the end of the story. I think I'm now going to be intentional and deliberate that I follow through up to the very end, because we are likely to do a few things, stop at that when you get an exciting project. But I think 2020, I feel like it's a year, it's a new year for me to do things differently. I just feel like I'm more motivated. I know we all say this in January, but I'll come back to you in the middle of the year and I see how far, evaluate how far I've gotten with this. But I feel like I'm ready to undertake a few things, challenges I put on the side. I'm just so excited about this new year. I believe it's going to be a good year. I don't know if it's just me excited about it, but I hope the rest of you are too. Pants fitting. So I'm going to follow through with that class. I'll try to attach the links to the class. It was where you are not drafting your own pattern, that particular class. Use ready-to-wear pattern, sew up your first toile, do all the twitching of the fittings. And I got to that point, I used the Bada Style magazine pattern of a basic pair of trousers, which I tried to fit. And once you get the fit right, you draft that as your block. So I will attach the class there. Honestly, I should have had the names here, but I'll attach the name here or in the description box of that particular pants fitting class by Craftsy or Bluprint as we know it now. Then also another thing is I'm going to work on making my first pair of jeans. Master jeans making. I know people who have made jeans before tell you that once you make the very first one, and I know the one skill you need mostly jeans making is first getting the right fit, because you can get all the brilliant patterns, but if you don't get the pants fitting right, I think your jeans won't be beautiful jeans. So I know, quite related to pants fitting, I think those two go hand in hand, because I know I have gaps. I actually don't own pants apart from the casual trousers I made for summer, the viscose pants. I don't own any pair of trousers. The ones I had in the past were ready to wear, and you realize once you start making your clothes, you realize they don't fit you right, so I gave them away. So right now I actually have those two pairs of jeans, a blue one and a black one. So I wear the black one dressed up or dressed down, so that's what I always do, with heels or boots and a blouse or jumpers. But this time around, I'm going to be intentional that I make my very first pair of jeans, probably 2 pairs of jeans this year. I know it calls for a lot of commitment, but unless you set your mind to it, you will never do it. So that's my plan. And also another plan, if I put my tea around here, another technique that I'm going to actually put a lot of attention to is going to be pattern making and drafting. I know it's not the easiest of things, and sometimes you're like, why go down that road if you can buy patterns? But in my defense, something I've always wanted to do, and also the thing is that still when I buy red patterns that are made out, I still find myself needing to make a few alterations. So if I focus on perfecting pattern making, I've had a go at drafting a block for my skirt also, but that was the most I did. I drafted the block, sewed up the toile, the moulage, like they love to call it, I've gone that far, but that's the most I did. Created my blocks, and that's the most I've done. I think, just like I've said, to be more intentional, go follow through with everything that you've started. That if you have that pattern, you can look at something and try to draft something out of it. I don't know whether I'm being more ambitious, but I would rather be ambitious and have no plans. And with pattern making, definitely I'm going to take up the pattern making classes on Bluprint. I've done a few of them here and there. I've done just the skirt making, and also to accompany that, in the past I bought a number of books in pattern making and drafting. This is the very first book I ever bought, and this is the pattern making for fashion designers, and it's by Helen Joseph Armstrong. This is her 5th edition. To be honest, I bought it in 2012, and I've tried to draft patterns, blocks from it, and I never followed through. And I'm thinking, with the help of the crafty class, where you can sometimes I'm more visual, when I can watch something, to make the first beginning part like the pattern. It's quite a detailed book that gives you a lot of details. I will try to attach a link of it at the bottom if you're interested in going down the road in pattern making. It's a big book that follows through a number of techniques you can use once you have that block. On top of this, I went ahead and bought that's the metric pattern cutting for women's wear by Winfred Aldrich. It's also a book that has been here. This is her 6th edition. I think it was published in 2018. It's a newer version. I think it's our latest one. I'll also attach a link of this book. And also I went ahead and bought the kids one. That's how ambitious I was. I bought this one, at least I know, recently, and it's the same year, I think 2018, and it's the same year that I bought the children's one, because I thought I would make a few clothes for my drafts and patterns for my children. So I think the biggest thing I plan to undertake this year is pattern drafting, pattern cutting, pattern making for myself, and probably for the kids too. So these are books I've owned, and I've had the plans and intentions of drafting my own patterns and sewing up with them. I know it's time consuming, but I think that's the way I'll learn, and I don't know where it will take me, but I'm excited about this journey, and I'm going to be intentional about it. I'm planning to do it. Probably another thing I'm planning to do this year is this. Now these are sewing plans. I plan to make another coat. If you remember, I was so excited when I made my very first coat, which was the Octave coat by Love Notions. I'll attach the link to the video here if you're interested. I was actually petrified about making coats until I made that during a pattern test, and I thought I should make another coat in the winter months. Right, it's still winter, but not this year. I'll be making it close to winter 2021, and I've had 2 patterns in my stash that I bought to try to have a go at pattern making. And the first one is this border 6736. I know the glare is quite bright and it's not focusing. I'll try to attach a picture of the pattern piece here so you can follow along. It's a semi-fitted, it's not a fitted, it's a loose fitting coat. I like this style, what should I call them? I like the shape of the coat, and probably something that I would be keen on making, and I would be keen on making the knee length version, and also a somewhat semi-fitting one. And this is the Butterick 6385. It's one of their listed collections. It's a beautiful pattern. I'll also attach the picture. My camera can't focus the picture of this particular pattern. I'll probably make one of these coats this year for winter and later on in the year. And also I'm going to be more intentional. Over the years, when I started sewing, that's under 3 years ago, I've been excited, carried away with buying every pattern I could see. Every time there's a sale, I look through that website and realize, oh, I can buy this, I can buy this. And there's so many I've not gotten around sewing with. So I'm going to be intentional this year. I don't know, I'm not giving myself a pattern ban, but I'm going to be intentional. Since I want to focus on pattern making, drafting patterns and blocks, to try and draft the patterns. If I'm not able to, I'm going to be more intentional to sew up the patterns I already have, or use up patterns from the Bada Style magazines. I've been collecting these, This pattern, this magazine is a 2012 issue. I kept on collecting this, given I gave away a few of them where before I knew what to do with them. But I'm going to be intentional that I sew up from these magazines. I practically buy every month. I purchase a magazine every month. And in all honesty, sometimes you find that the pieces they have in there are not your cup of tea. But if you look at a pattern, it gives a number of dress patterns. The magazine, if you look at the magazine, it gives a number of dress patterns, a number of trouser patterns, tops, skirts. If I'm looking at the gaps I have in my wardrobe, in all honesty, before I move ahead to think of buying a pattern, this magazine will offer me at least 1 or 2 patterns that I'll be keen on making and probably wearing. So I'm going to be intentional and not purchase any new patterns at the moment. Look at the patterns I already have, or the ones I have in the magazines. Then also another thing that I'm planning to do is be intentional with my fabric shopping. I know we all say these things. It's exciting to buy fabric, but what I've realized that I'm piling up a lot of fabric and I'm hardly sewing up with the fabrics. And still, when I step out of the shops, I say I'm going to buy more fabric to make this yet I have a lot piled up. So I'm going to be intentional. If I come up with a fabric haul, it will probably is going to be fabrics I'll have received from either Minerva or Fabrics for All, because those are the 2 fabric shops where I joined their bloggers team, where they gift me fabric in exchange for blog posts. I want to be intentional, and unless I come up and tell you about it, I now be held accountable, since I'm actually speaking it out. That hope you will hold me accountable to that. I'm not saying I won't buy any fabric, but I want to buy fabric only if the fabric I have in my stash can serve the purpose. That's what I'm going to think about before I buy fabric. But I'll have to look through the fabric I have, because I've got a storage of fabric. It was quite full. I had to buy bins, store more and they are stored under my children's beds in plastic bins. So I have got a lot of fabric, and I'm still gifted free fabric. So I'm going to purpose that if I'm going to select a fabric to make it from Minerva or Fabrics for All, it will be for a project that I'm planning on making, not randomly picking fabric and you don't know what to use it for. So I'm going to be intentional that even when I pick up fabric, the monthly fabric is for something I need to make, that I don't end up buying extra fabric which I will never use, if that makes sense. Okay, I know this has been a long video. Thank you for sitting through this video, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Please let me know what you think, and probably if you made jeans before, that was something I was meant to bring out. Which is your tried and true jeans pattern? I would want to hear about those. I've heard of the ginger jeans. I think I've heard of the dawn jeans. Is it dawn? I'm not so sure. I've never made any, so I've never purchased any. Please give me any recommendations of your tried and true jeans pattern, or in your opinion, any jeans pattern can do as long as you master pants fitting. Tell me, let me know what you think. How have you had? What has been your experience in making jeans, if you've made any? Thank you for watching, and if you've watched through this video and you're not subscribed to my channel, please don't leave without subscribing, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Until next time, bye bye.